Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video, I'll be doing a what I spend in a week. So I always think these videos are fun. I always think it's like, I've definitely gotten into more personal finance recently. So it is fun to kind of see how people spend their money. I will say, I feel like for the most part, I don't really spend too much. Like I do like to treat myself here or there, but for the most part, I just kind of, most of my money is spent for, daily essentials or, things I'm paying off. So I do treat myself here or there for the most part. So I would say this is more of like an average week of my life. I definitely want to do more of those. So please, if you want to see more of these type of videos in the future, let me know. They're kind of fun to do. And I feel like I do spend less when I know I have to document it. So this way the video will be structured is I'll break down like kind of what my monthly expenses are and that I have to pay each month and break that down to how much I would do per week, and then I will go into all of the expenses that I had over the course of this week, and then we can break everything down. As an engineer, as a nerd, I like making graphs and stuff, so we'll look at all that stuff. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, let's break down my monthly expenses. First up, I have $500 go towards house bills, and so my fiance and I do not have a mortgage, but this $500 goes for like if there's any maintenance that needs to be done, having our lawn mowed, those type of things. Next, I paid $96 for life insurance and $59 for subscriptions. I contribute $580 each month to my Roth IRA. I pay $632 for my LASIK and laser hair monthly payments, and I put $1,000 towards my student loans. So this makes my mandatory monthly expenses $2,867 or $716.75 per week. My first spending day of the week was on Tuesday, and when I go into work twice a week, I like to stop by Dunkin' to get an iced tea. It's my little treat at 6 o'clock in the morning when I get to work. So this came to $3.79. They didn't have any black tea, so I got a refresher. So it's a little bit different. And then the afternoon, I had to head over to campus. I teach a class, and so parking was $1.95. And today was a busy day. I had to go into town for my wedding dress alterations. So I got there a little bit early, and I stopped by the coffee shop to get a chai, which was $5.50 including tip, and then I did some window shopping. I was really good. I didn't buy anything else when I was kind of out and about, so I even didn't buy a book, so I'm very proud of myself, but I just enjoyed kind of window shopping and just browsing, and it was actually really nice outside too, so I was just kind of enjoying the nice weather that we were having. As you can see, it was like a perfect day. It was a little bit breezy, which I like because I always run hot. And then I had my dress alterations, which I've already paid for previously. I did stop by Target to pick up some groceries that I wouldn't be able to get at Trader Joe's later in the week, which came to $18.17 because I had a coupon. And so my final total for Tuesday, my total money spent was $29.41. My next spending day was Thursday, and as always when I head into work at 5:30, I always like to treat myself for a Dunkin'. This time they did have black tea, so I was able to get my usual, which came to $2.79, and my work had a popcorn food truck that came in, so I picked up some popcorn, which ended up being $14. And so in the afternoon, I headed down to campus for parking for teaching for my class, which came to $2.25, and then I stopped by Trader Joe's to get our groceries, which came to $80.12. I always find going to Trader Joe's a very stressful experience, so I only go like a couple times a year. And then I stopped by to pick up some gas, which came to $26.99. So in total on Thursday, I spent a total of $126.15. Next, moving on to Friday, in the morning I had a doctor's appointment. When I was there, I paid one of my bills that I had, which came to $27.10. And while I was at my appointment, I had a injury that I was getting looked at, so I ended up picking up a prescription at CVS, which came to $1.62. And then in the evening, I ended up purchasing some new Kelsey Ballerini merch that came out. I'm so excited for her new album coming out in October. I cannot wait. And so this came to $107.96. I ended up getting 2 shirts, as you can see here. And so my daily total for Friday came to $136.68. And finally, the last day that I spent money on was Saturday, and Willow is currently teething, so she is going through a lot of her chew toys, and with her Benabones, you do have to replace them once they get past a certain point of wear. So I stopped by Target in the morning, and yes, this is the infamous Target that the 8-year-old drove herself to, if you guys seen the news from a couple weeks ago. But while I was there, I picked up some house items that we also needed, and then I picked up also a few groceries that we're bringing over to my parents on Sunday for dinner that we were helping make. So in addition to some of the stuff that I got for Willow, including some Benabones and some treats for her puppy classes, this came to a total of $63.32. So over the course of this week, I spent a total of $355.87, and when I adjust that with my mandatory monthly expenses, that comes to $1,072.31. So when we look at a spending breakdown, you can see that out of the 7 days this week, I spent money on 4 of them. There are especially days that I try to have as no spend days, and those are typically days that I'm working from home, which is 3 times a week. But as you can see, on Friday I had to, do some medical expenses, and then I also bought some merch. But overall, as you can see, I don't really spend money every single day. Like I said, I think it's really important to have no spend days, and like on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I'm going downtown, I have to pay for parking. That's I have to pay for, but in the grand scheme of things, that's less than $5 a week, so it's not too bad. But I like being able to have no spend days. I think that helps me have keep my spending to a minimum. And when we look at my spending breakdown for different categories, you can see that over 2/3 of my spending each week goes towards my mandatory kind of monthly expenses that I just have to pay every month. And then when I kind of remove the monthly expenses, we can see that the majority of my spending goes to kind of groceries and there it's wants. In this case, it's not all the time that I am spending $100 a week on like merch or things like that. I do try to treat myself every now and then, but I do, again, like I said, I don't really spend a lot of money outside of things that are like necessary. So I feel like this is a pretty good kind of breakdown of typically what I spend each week, minus the Kelsey Ballerini merch. But you can see overall, like I do, I'm very conscientious of my spending, and I do treat myself for, getting a Dunkin' when I go into work twice a week, because it makes my 5 a.m. wake up call much easier. And, the majority of my money spent each week kind of goes towards like groceries and things that I need. But it is okay to treat yourself. You shouldn't be so restrictive, but you can be able to treat yourself every now and then as long as you are within your budget. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these types of videos in the future and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.